Conor here, Costa Brava, about an hour and a half north of Barcelona in Calella Palafrugell, one of the most beautiful spots in Costa Brava. And for this week's video, to be honest, I was sat after lunch with my coffee thinking what to talk about, and I found that my brain is just empty of new ideas for videos. So I'll tell you what I thought I would do is I'm writing a blog post to be released in a few more days on the Forbes blog on 7 New Year's resolutions to help you be happier and more productive in 2019. So I've got my draft here written on my Evernote on the mobile phone. I'm going to read to you the current, and at the moment I have 9 resolutions. And again, these are not so much advice as things that have worked for me in 2018 and things that I want to keep doing, because I do think they have led me to have a more happy and a more productive life 2018. So here are the 9, and I'll read them out quickly. Be intentional, reduce email, start a stop doing list, network by serving others, ask more questions, yes, no, and too difficult, save some money, take health seriously, and number 9, take cybersecurity seriously. So let's go through. Number 1, be intentional. And being intentional, to me, the habit of being intentional is start the day by thinking about what your plan is for the day. Stop before you do anything else when you wake up in the morning and just reflect on how you're going to make use of this day. I remember it was how I do this in the morning is just stop and write down in my notepad, today is about, and I visualize the end of the day and just reflect on how I want to be and make use of the day. Number 2, email reduction. And I think one idea I like is the no power hour. An hour where you don't let electronics, notifications, incoming messages get in the way, and you actually start to find time to listen to yourself. And I think the reason here is really giving yourself at least an hour each day where you get rid of the urgent and you can focus on long-term important things. And I think it's only when you clear out the urgent email, WhatsApp, telephone notifications and spend some time in silence and reflecting not on today but tomorrow, in a week, in a month, that you connect to what is important and you remember what's truly important. Email is a wonderful tool for other people's priorities but not for your own. Number 3, start a stop doing list. One of the things I've been doing this year is just daily reflection in the afternoon. Love, hate, love. Everything in the last 24 hours that I have enjoyed has been fulfilling, people that have made my day good. And on the right hand side, a column hate, all the things that have detracted from my life, made it bleh. And I do really make an effort to remove the things in the right hand side for my life. And I think by removing unhappiness, removing drag, removing pessimism from your life, it's a much more powerful thing. They say if you want a hot air balloon to go higher, rather than putting more heat, if you drop a bit of weight. And I think in this, to be happier, drop the things that make you sad, drop the people that suck. So start a stop doing list. Number 4, network by serving others. And I think don't wait till you need a network to have a network. Make it a weekly, daily, monthly habit to just reach out and connect to people. There's a wonderful idea I shared in a previous video from Sullivan that when you meet someone at a networking event, and I hate the name networking event, but when you meet a new person, consciously think, at the moment, the best I am to this person is number 21 on their list of important people. If I start talking about myself, I drop down the list. If I start getting to know about who they are, what matters to them, I start going up the list. So networking by really understanding other people. What are they here for? What do they want? Who have they come to meet? And by serving them, you'll do a far better job of building a network of people who want to be there when you need it than by seeing what you can get from other people. Number 5, ask more questions. And I think Vern Harnish repeats this time and time again. Improve your question to answer ratio. If you hear yourself saying statements, you're not learning. If you're asking questions, you're engaging, you're getting other people to share. And for me, this year, starting to really shut up and ask questions and then listen to the other person's answer. I find sometimes I'll ask a question and I know the answer I think that would be great for the other person. It has taken real effort this year to shut up and let the other person make their first best effort at the answer for them. So ask more questions. Number 6, yes, no, and too difficult. And this idea comes from Warren Buffett, that Warren Buffett doesn't just divide decisions into the binary yes or no, because it's too hard. No is so final and yes gives away your valuable resources and time. So he has 3 boxes: yes, no, and too difficult. So it may be that you come, request his time, request his resources. It's not a no, but right now the way it's been presented, he sees it as too difficult. It will involve too much effort to get it to go somewhere that is of value to him or to the group. So don't be binary in your yes-no decisions. To create shades of gray. Too difficult to me is a very valuable category for yes and no. Someone requests your input. Is it just too difficult to be able to give the input in a way that moves the project along without having to follow up and really get sucked in a way that you don't fully want to go in for? So don't make your decisions just yes, no binary, add shades of gray. Number 7, save some money. And I'm 45 years old. Retirement has always felt way, way off, to be honest. I don't think I'm ever going to retire, but becoming more and more conscious that it's always easy to buy the new drone, the new GoPro camera, than to save money. But I think saving money, putting some of your income away for a rainy day, for retirement, and starting to learn how to invest money, to have resources, and don't leave yourself that if a blow really comes to life, you have no resources and no backup. So save some money. Some would say 30% of your income should go into savings. Some would say 10%, but pick a number. Just make an effort on a weekly, monthly basis that some percentage of your income gets saved, not for today's expenditure, but for things that may come, either to chase a dream or to be ready in the chance that a blow comes. Number 8, take health seriously. And again, Dan Sullivan. I love the podcasts of Dan Sullivan from Strategic Coach. One of the podcasts I listened to of Dan Sullivan this year, he talked about why he says that he's going to live to 156. So he constantly repeats that he's going to live to 156. And he talked about that when he was 45 years old, he had a real feeling of urgency to get things done. That he'd started late, that he didn't have time, because at 45 he had only 15, 20 years of working life. And he was realizing the weight of this feeling of limited time was really detracting from his peace of mind. And he decided to set an age that was way out there, so it gave him a feeling of, I've got lots of time. And I love this idea of cultivating an attitude where me at 45, I'm not 15 years from the end of my working life. I don't know whether it'll be 100, 120, but to think that 45 is only halfway to 90, not even halfway to 100, it's realistic. If I keep myself healthy, if I keep myself well, if I eat well, it's realistic that I could live to 100. And I've got 60 years ahead of me that I can keep going. And cultivating this idea, but cultivating it by being really good at eating well, taking health seriously. My friend Luis Suarez says, if you do not make it a priority, it will always fall off. In his calendar, he puts in 2 hours each day and makes it a priority. Nothing gets away from that time doing exercise and keeping the body fit. And I think if you can take health seriously and give your mind a realistic belief that you can live healthily for a longer time, I think it'll take a lot of the sense of urgency to get things done off of your plate. And number 9, this actually comes from Joe Galvin at Vistage, Chief Research Officer. I reached out and said, what are the types of things that CEOs are looking at? And the number one big thing that's going to kill you is a cyber attack, whether you're a leader of an organization or just your personal banking, your personal email. Take cyber attacks really seriously. And If you don't have two-factor authentication switched on in your email for your social media accounts, switch it on. The fact that someone needs your mobile as well as your password just really increases the security of your things. And have different passwords. If you need to, write them down on a piece of paper at home, but have different passwords. It's easier for people to hack something electronic than if you've just got it written down in a drawer in your desk at home. But I think cyber attacks, we've seen a lot of businesses in 2018 being hit by major cyber attacks that have taken data, taken money, reduced their capacity to function for a period of time. Don't wait for it to happen to your business. Don't wait to happen to you. Cyber attacks are getting more and more common, and even if you think you're too small or too poor, just begin to take seriously safety online. Two-factor authentication, so using your mobile or some other device to be another factor in signing into your email, will be a first important step. So those are the 9 things that I've written down. I'd love your thoughts. Of the 9, if I had to pick 7, and I'm kind of thinking here, maybe what I'll just do is convince them that it's a 9 number list rather than a 7. Which of those 9 most resonate with you? Have a great one. December 24th, Christmas Eve here on the coast of Spain. Have a great one. Again, coming up close to 100,000 subscribers. Thank you for being part of sharing, commenting, and getting these messages out there to the world. I hope these 9 habits to live a happier, more productive 2019 resonate with you. Have a great one.